Okay, today I'm going to attempt to cook a cheesesteak sandwich just using the ingredients I happen to have in the apartment here. I'm going to be using some peppers, some onions, some mushrooms, and a nice cut of ribeye steak, which I actually chopped up and pretty much took most of the fat off. So I use a little bit of good olive oil and use some put some peppers and onions down to start. This is I just chopped up a yellow onion and orange onion. So, and I got some mushrooms off to the side, which I'll add in later. Let these cook down for a few minutes, and I'll add the mushrooms. I'll be back in a second. Okay, these have been cooking up a couple minutes. Just gonna add a little bit of salt to them. I'm adding a little bit of white pepper. A little bit of garlic salt. And now I'm going to add the mushrooms. A little bit of butter on there. I'm going to add a touch of cayenne pepper to the mushrooms. I like a little bite once in a while, a little heat. mushrooms are cooking up fast. Did I add salt to the mushrooms? I don't think I did, right? I add a little bit of salt. I think I did anyway. I'm actually just waking up making this video per usual. I work crazy schedules, so. That's why these videos are a little bizarre. Sometimes if you find me stumbling over my own words and putting the wrong ingredients in the food. It's due to my crazy work schedule. Alright, mixing the peppers and onions and mushrooms all together. Always got to have some kind of excuse for something, right? I mean, oh boy. Anyway, let's see what I'm doing. I'm going to put another piece of butter down with some olive oil. I'm just using regular olive oil here, so you know. You don't have to go out and spend $50 on a bottle of olive oil. You know what I mean? You know what I mean, Jelly Bean? A little bit of oil and butter together. Oil and butter always are good together. I just chopped this ribeye up. I didn't even use the whole steak, so I'm just going to make one steak sandwich here. For the steak, you season with salt. Use a little bit of onion powder. I'm going to put in a little squirt of this gourmet herb spice. Gourmet Gardens garlic stirring paste. You see this stuff before? Very little bit because it's rather strong. Just want to add a little taste of garlic to the dish here. So that's the easy way to do it. You don't have to chop any garlic. You just squeeze the little bottle there. It comes out for you. Before you know it, everything's going to be involved. You've been squeezing out mushrooms, squeezing out peppers and onions. Once you be cooking anything. That's not good, especially if you enjoy to cook. If you enjoy to cook, that's one thing. I heard a chef say one time that he loved cooking so much that he even got excited when he had to do the dishes. You know what? I haven't hit that level yet. And I'm not sure if I want to hit that level. But that's a real chef, man. Somebody that gets excited over everything in the kitchen. Whether it's a man or a woman, I mean, chef's a chef, you know. It's a little different back during the day, I guess, with Julia Child, you know. And a lot of women, like even during the day, my mom and my aunt, you know, it was like a man was prohibited to be in the kitchen. Now there's so many single men in the world that either they learn how to cook or they'll be eating Mighty Dog. And I don't feel like having a Mighty Dog. I'd rather have a nice cheesesteak sandwich like this, you know. Alright, there's one thing I like to do with the cheese. You know, everybody makes their things different. In fact, you know, the next time I make a cheesesteak sandwich, it's going to be different than this. But for now, I mean, what I like to do, I found sometimes when you use cheese, I'm going to be using American cheese, and I got mozzarella. I got some mozzarella here, and some American cheese. I found the best flavors, or the best way to have the cheese go through and through the entire cheesesteak is to mix it all through. What some people do is they put their cheese on top, and then, I don't know, they put the roll in the oven or whatever, or, you know, they just put the cheese on each side of the bun. Me personally, I found some guy years ago that used to live on the corner, or used to have a little store on the corner, and he would make cheesesteak sandwiches, you know. And he would make them different every time, so every time he happened, I think, to do it by accident one day. And every time I went back to him, I said, hey buddy, do me a favor. When you make me a cheesesteak sandwich, melt all the cheese all the way in with the ingredients. You know, because sometimes he would make them and there would just be, you know, some melted cheese on the top or some, you know, cheese whiz on the sides. Alright, I used some American cheese. Now I'm using some, oh, this isn't mozzarella, this is a sharp cheddar cheese. Look, whatever you got in the place you use, you know. Plus, like I said, I mean, you can, it's always good to have, to train your palate to get used to like different flavors and different stuff, you know. I mean, why make the same dish over and over the same way? I don't see that, you know what I'm saying? I mean, I think it's cool to be able to be diversified when cooking, you know. Sometimes I like to just randomly take some stuff out of the fridge and, alright, now that's it with the cheese, because I think randomly take some stuff out of the fridge. Add a little piece of butter in there. And see what I can come up with. From whatever I got in the fridge there. Sometimes it works out good. Sometimes I'll say, gee, I'll never make that again. That's one cheesy cheesesteak, man, right? The cheesy cheesesteak. Sorry for the squeaky chair, it's kind of like my trademark. Anyway, this is just about done. Let me move this roll over into the goodness here and let that absorb some flavor. And that's about it. Looks like we're done here. Let me put this on a roll and try it out. Alright. This looks like a rather messy sandwich, but looks pretty good. Let me find myself a little knife here. Cut this thing up. Although I guess why even bother cutting it up, right? And again, I just used the regular, roll that I had here in the apartment. But, like I said, I tend to like cheesesteak sandwiches better with the cheese melted through and through. You know what I'm saying? This way, when you grab a bite, you get cheese no matter where you're biting, not just on the top of the sandwich, but through and through the entire sandwich. So let me take a taste of this here. Rather hot. Very good. Very cheesy. So try this one out. And like I said, there's a zillion different ways to make cheesesteaks, one of the things that caught me is, like I said, by accident, the guy happened to mix all the cheese in at the last moment because I think he forgot to put the cheese in. So I said, you know what? This is the best cheesesteak sandwich ever made. So let me steal this from you. You know how it works. We all steal from each other, but it's all good. Sharing is good. I think if you have a recipe that's been handed down and you save that recipe, or somebody says things like, oh, I can't give you the secret ingredient. I mean, it's, you know, I don't believe in that. I believe you should share everything that you know, when it comes to, you know, cooking recipes and things like that, because, you know, once you're gone, if nobody knows the recipe, oh well. You know, so pass it along, man. Share, you know. Let's enjoy the wealth together.